You guys were so supportive. Damn. You guys came out in full force for Taffy #1, which is weird for me because Robert's done all the commentaries up until now, and I've been the guy behind the scenes pulling the strings. For me to have my first little spotlight moment, nerve-wracking. Not gonna lie, man. I've got a theater degree, I've got voiceover experience, but it's always someone else's script. And so if it sucks, you can point to it and be like, dude, I didn't write it. I'm just performing this crap. But you guys, you know, if you've been with us for any extended period of time, you know we never ask for a like. We never ask for a favorite. We never ask for a sub. Not for ourselves, at least. We will pimp our music because these guys help us out for no other reason than we ask them to, with no guarantee of anything in return, and we'll get to that in a second. We will also get to our story, which is about the year I worked for Bruce Willis in honor of the G.I. Joe 2 trailer. But let's get through some business really quickly. Mentioning the music, Robert did an okay job of pimping out Odd Box, which is our new musician, our new PA artist. I want to go back and throw out some shout-outs for our old school guys, Matlock, and our newest member, E-Double. These guys, like I said, give us their music to use, and we just promised to do our best to get their name out there. So, links down in the description for E-Double and Matlock's YouTube page. You would be doing us a huge favor if you would go over, pick a video at random, go to the channel comments, whatever you'd like, and just post something. Say, hey, this is great music. I found you guys through Woofless and PA. Keep up the good work. Hope to hear some more music from you soon. Whatever you feel like, whatever is convenient for you. Yeah, man, so Bruce Willis. The new G.I. Joe trailer, which, awesomely, in my opinion, machinima just keeps growing by leaps and bounds, and it's exciting to be a part of it. Got the exclusive world premiere rights to the new G.I. Joe 2 trailer, which I have to admit looks ass-loads better than that first cinematic abortion with Jamie Foxx and other people I don't give a shit about. So yeah, I figured I'd talk about that. I'm also living here in Richmond, Virginia, and right now Steven Spielberg is filming an Abraham Lincoln biopic with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Daniel Day-Lewis. Been a lot of Kate Capshaw sightings around town, who is Spielberg's wife. She was the blonde lady from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Also some James Spader sightings from Boston Legal and a shitload of 1980s movies. I work in a restaurant and bar at the moment. I'm trying to get myself into a graduate program for advertising, but a lot of celeb sightings. Spent an entire night watching Tommy Lee Jones eat trout. It was more excitement than I could possibly bear. So yeah, with all this crazy name dropping going on, I thought I would throw my hat into the ring and tell you about the year that I spent working for the theater company where Bruce Willis and Demi Moore were on the board of directors. Because we gamers are such a proof-driven group, a cynical bunch ever since G-Unit stuck his pinky in our ass with his 2 fake nukes in Modern Warfare 2. We demand proof! No matter how many passive aggressions we put up, if we leave the scoreboard out, it instantly becomes, these motherfuckers are frauds! There were 30 kills and we didn't see them, they just edited them out, what assholes. So, proof incoming. Down in the description, you'll see a link to the Company of Fools webpage. At the very bottom, you'll see their core artists. For the folks who have participated in more than 7 shows, you'll see Bruce's name. And for the folks who have participated in more than 3 shows, you'll see Ryan McLaffyTaffy Caps. So yeah, that's where I was from 2003 to 2004. So I get there. And I know that for the first job that I'm going to have, I'm literally walking in the door, introduce myself to everybody. Bruce is coming to town. He's doing a stage reading of a show called Dog Logic, which is actually a pretty good show. So we're getting the theater ready. We're moving seats around. I'm changing out light bulbs or some dreary fucking task like that. And I look up, and who walks in the back of the theater but John McClane? I shit you not, Die Hard himself is standing down at the end of this ramp. And I don't get starstruck often. Like, it's just, when I'm at the restaurant and a celebrity walked in, or I worked at Iron Chef Morimoto's in Philadelphia for a while, and like when a celebrity would walk in, I would look at them and kind of the thought that would go through my head is, like everyone else, I'm relatively sure they're going to sit down, put this food into their mouth, chew it and swallow it, and turn it into poop. So, like, they're people. But when it's John McClane, like, that'd be like Harrison Ford. Like, there's a short list of guys that are like the dudes you want to have a beer with, and you don't mind that women want them more than you, because it makes sense. You look at him and you go, holy shit, that's Bruce Willis. Yeah, I'd fuck him over me too. So I'm standing there and I'm staring at Bruce, and he scans the room and notices that out of the dozen people who are in this theater, the only person he doesn't recognize is this 23-year-old punk who's changing light bulbs. So he makes a line straight for me, and like I brain lock. Like I can't make English sense of language. So he walks up and goes, "Hey, I'm Bruce." And all I can think to say is, "Yeah, I know." And then the idiot mode, I'd switched that to off and said, "Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm the new intern. If you need anything, let me know." And it turned out to be like a really pleasant experience for that particular day. Running around, getting music together, and changing up the theater to the way he liked, and then helping him with rehearsals, and then ultimately helping out during the show, which meant, moving props around. At one point during the show, he came off stage and I had to put fake dirt on him, which was kind of neat. So the next day, it's a two-day thing. The next day he comes in and he's on his cell phone. And I look up and he's talking on his cell phone to one of his assistants about getting Lil' Kim concert tickets for his daughters. Which is kind of weird hearing Bruce Willis talk about Lil' Kim in the first place. But what he's wearing blows my mind because he's wearing like a vintage beat-up, skin-tight, NSYNC t-shirt. And, I mean, I can't make myself make sense of the fact that here's this dude who is every bit as ripped and intimidating as he is on the screen, talking about Lil' Kim, wearing an NSYNC t-shirt. And so he goes downstairs into the dressing room, and I grab another intern, and I pull her over to me, and I'm like, "Hey, is it just me, or did I just see John McClane walk in wearing an NSYNC t-shirt?" And she goes sheet white. I mean, pale. And I was just like, "Oh, fuck, what did I just do?" And she gestures me over, and she puts her hand over her mouth, and she says, "The monitors are on." Now, if you have never had any experience in theater, when you're not on stage as an actor, you can be any number of places. You can be in the dressing room, the green room, which is meant for relaxation. You can be outside smoking a cigarette. But you need to know what's going on stage so you don't miss an entrance or whatever you're supposed to do. So they have what are called monitors. They're microphones set up near the stage that pick up what's going on, and then they transmit that to speakers backstage so that people can keep track of what's going on without having to literally stand there all night and watch the performance. So apparently the monitors are on, and I guess I heard he giggled a little bit and kind of rolled his eyes about the smartass that he was probably going to fire. But, ultimately he forgot about it. And, later on that day, I'm carrying this big stack of heavy angular chairs, and I get behind the theater, and I lift it up, and I'm trying to get between the building and this black car, and I start to lose one of the chairs, and I look over and I realize that I'm about to drop a 20-pound chair onto the hood of Bruce Willis's Escalade. So I bail as hard as I can. I mean, I bail flat onto my face, gravel in my eyes and on my elbows, and I just bail as hard as I can. I shove all the chairs, and they fall out into the parking lot and miss his Escalade by like a half an inch. And all I could see in my head was like, I'm going to write my letter of resignation, and I'm going to pin it underneath his windshield wiper. Just be like, "Thanks for the job. Signed, some guy not important enough to remember." That said, I make it sound really intimidating. He was a really super cool cat. He's still scary as shit to look at, but I mean, he was once things were the way he liked them, because he's attaching his multi-million-dollar brand name, which is Bruce Willis, to a little project, but that just still means that everything needs to be as perfect as he can possibly make it. So once everything was the way he liked it, all pleases, all thank yous, very polite, very nice. He came to see a one-woman show we did called Shirley Valentine, and we thought he'd want to be in the back hiding from everybody, so that's where we put him. But at intermission, because it's a non-profit theater organization that doesn't have a lot of money flowing in, and he doesn't want to just buoy it with his own cash, he wants it to exist on its own merit. But he jumped back behind the concession stand at intermission, and the next thing you know is you have people paying extra money if they can have hot chocolate or a glass of wine or a chocolate-covered pretzel that was made by Bruce. And he's really, he's cutting up pretty hard with people to put them in a good mood and to entertain them at intermission. So, super cool cat. Enjoyed my time there. I think I'm out of time. I know I'm out of time. My God. Gameplay in the background is from Nogla, permanent PA sort of core member, I guess you could call it. If I'm not mistaken, it is a flawless MOAB that you just watched. We'll try to get more interesting gameplay than my own, because I'm very much the guy that you just get to run UAVs. I'm going to go ahead and go all nice Peter and pick out my next subject from the comments below from M911ification. Worst moment in high school and college, because I feel like we have nurtured a trusting relationship. I am going to go ahead and tell you guys about the awful, awful time that I lost my virginity. So that'll be next week, next Wednesday, every Wednesday. Storytime with Taffy, episode 2 in the books. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. It's the best way to find out about open lobbies where you can get in PA and then be on Respawn. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Go do some grad school application work. I will talk to you guys when I talk to you guys. Peace.